Hello and welcome to November's Hope News. My name is Babusa
And I'm Grace.
and we're here to give you some updates and insights into how your support has helped make a difference over the last month.
Yes, Hope News is a great opportunity to look back on all that has happened over the last month and celebrate the many lives changed. We are incredibly grateful for your support and want you to know just how far it extends. We're going to begin with our international updates and want to reiterate that behind each number is an incredible story of transformation made possible by your support.
Yeah, absolutely. So in Cambodia this last month, we served 26 girls in the lighthouse and provided 80 therapy sessions, with one girl successfully being reintegrated to her family. We are so pleased to report that 2 convictions were secured against perpetrators in Cambodia, thanks to the evidence given by the girls living at our dream home. We are so incredibly proud of these girls for their bravery and for the vital part in bringing about justice. It's amazing.
So good. In Uganda and Ethiopia, we reached 392 children on the street and served a total of 360 children across the lighthouses.
That's so good. And in Uganda, we returned 30 children to their families, foster care or independent living, which is amazing. Following a complex case in Norway, the Oslo team identified 9 victims of exploitation at a firm supplying workers to a construction company. Our team suspect there could be more victims, and so we are working with the police to continue the investigation.
Great work by our team in Norway.
Yeah.
In the UK, our advocacy team have helped 59 survivors over the last month. And we're able to close 13 cases because survivors were able to live independently. How amazing is that? Your support really is transforming lives.
Yes, definitely. In the US, we are continuing to rescue many vulnerable victims and trained a total of 126 professionals to understand human trafficking and respond effectively. It's so important that we continue to raise awareness of this important issue, and our US team are really doing a fantastic job.
That's right. We hope this has given you a feel for how much of an impact your support is having. As I mentioned earlier, behind every number is a powerful story of transformation, and we wanted to take a moment to highlight just one of those. Here's the story of 10-year-old Abdu.
Abdu asked a stranger to take him to Ethiopia's capital, Addis Ababa, in search of a better life. He ended up alone on the streets and intensely vulnerable to traffickers and predators. Thankfully, the police picked him up and brought him to one of Hope for Justice's lighthouses, our short-term assessment, treatment and transition centres.
Abdu remains here for several months, receiving psychosocial support, personal counselling, individual attention, life skill classes and catch-up education. Eventually, and with the support of his counsellor, Abdu was ready to return to his town in rural Ethiopia. A neighbour was the first to greet him, where slowly a bigger story began to emerge, one that Abdu had not felt able to divulge.
Abdu's father had spent time in prison and was rarely present, so Abdu was in the care of his late mother's brother. His uncle heavily restricted Abdu's personal freedom and forced him to do hard manual work on the family's cattle farm. He was never allowed to leave the property.
But on Abdu's return to the village and understanding all that had happened to him since, the uncle was remorseful and apologetic, suggesting that Abdu lived with his grandmother instead. That is where he is today, safe, happy, and in school. It's so great to hear stories like these, stories of hope, justice, and freedom that you as a supporter help us make possible.
Yeah, absolutely. At Hope for Justice, we believe that freedom is everyone's responsibility. That's why it was great to see so many businesses uniting under our Help the Hidden Ones campaign on Anti-Slavery Day here in the UK. There was a vast range of activities taking place, all helping to raise an awareness of modern slavery and how people can identify it. Some businesses even decided to launch their own freedom walls, and it's incredible to see how our movement is continuing to grow and develop.
Really is amazing. Well, I think that's about all we have time for this month. We hope you've enjoyed hearing about all that you've made possible. Catching a glimpse of the life-changing work taking place at our projects all over the world. We'll be back next month and look forward to seeing you all again then.
Bye.
Bye.